What's up, everybody? Today we are sitting in the hot seat and we just wrapped up our interview portion of this documentary that we're shooting that's going to be following around some Formula Drift drivers. So I want to show you guys this setup that we have. We have obviously the hot seat right here using a microphone with a boom. And for our cameras, we are using the Sony Cine cameras. We have two FX6s and an FX3. On our A cam, which is right here, we are on a tighter focal length because we are helping out another crew who's doing these portions at different locations. And they said, why send our whole crew and gear out when we can have Jay's crew basically do it? And yeah, we took on the project. So they gave us reference frames and we're matching up our cameras as best as possible. So for the lens right here, we're using the 35 to 80 DZO Catazoom. Sony FX6 on the Shure SQ75 that we've shown on the channel. All right, for our B cam, we have another Sony FX6 with the 24 to 70 G Master Mark II. We are at 24 millimeters. Our B cam's actually wider than the A cam. That's how the production wanted to do it, and that's how we are matching it. Lastly, we have another Shure SQ75 with the FX6s, so they got the same tripods. And then we have the baby setup. This is the FX3 with our other Catazoom, the 70 to 135. We're at 70 millimeter, and we have the baby Shure tripod. If you can't catch a theme, well, we like Shure tripods. They're affordable, really good on set, fast, self-deploying like these. And even this one, the legs drop nice and smooth. So this is our camera setup. Now, let's walk over to our booklight where we're doing our main key. So we have the NOLED 600D. This is daylight balance, which is perfect because that's what we wanted our key light to be. We have a Fresnel head, and then we have an Ultra Bounce 4x that actually opens up to an 8x4. So what we're doing is a little book light. Usually we like to sandwich them more like a book, but the way this space is set up, we set it up like this, and then we cut it in the back with some Duvetine so we don't get any spill on the wall. And we are using, I think, is this, Sean, behind the camera, is this a quarter or half grid? Full grid. Okay, so we're shooting this through a full grid, which is directing our light, diffusing it. Now, to camera right, if we're facing this way, we have another 4x4 floppy that's open to a 4x8. We got sand on the ground. We didn't put the lead leg in the front, so don't call me out on it because we want to hide it from our shot. So it's a little caddy cornered for you guys. I don't want to hear shit. Up here, we have a spot, and you guys will see in the actual camera footage, we have the house lights on, the garage door is open just to show you this setup, but we have a Zhiyun 500 balanced to daylight with the nanlight projector. And what that actually does, and we'll demo that a little bit later, is it's hitting just this portion of the car. So the car would have fallen off, you would have not really seen much of it. So what we did was use the cutting blades. We literally have a perfect trace around the windshield and the engine bay to just have some interest in our background. We got two tube lights over here, the little 10 inches by Nanlite. They're nice and easy, magnetic. We just want some practicals in the background. Remember guys, lighting spaces, not faces. So these get the stick right there, super easy. And then we have a 4-foot Pavo tube. I think it's the Pavo Tube 2. And conveniently, we just dropped it on here. We were gonna tape it up a little bit higher, but it took us 4 hours to dial all this in, and they need the footage tomorrow, so I gotta upload it tonight. Aside from that, a last thing that we wanted, Mike, our talent sponsors are the Wheel Company and Pennzoil. He's got his hood right here, and we didn't want this to fall out of the shot either. So Sean is a genius, and I'll link his channel in the description below because his lighting is incredible, and when we get together, we really get some shit done. He's been an absolute pleasure to work with. Came on board last year. Thanks to David Lee for telling him to send me a message. We got coffee. The rest is history. He's been on the channel a bunch, and what he did was rig, who makes this tube? Godox?
Digital photo.
Digital photo. I'm gonna go up there. So up here, we have a Cardellini extended on a boom arm with another grip head and a Cardellini holding the tube light. And this is matched to our 4-foot tube at 3600 Kelvin. And we pushed it out to be able to light the face of the boxes without it being too hot. Because if we put a light back there and was just hitting it, I don't know, it just wouldn't have looked as good. So this is almost like a sconce per se that you'd have on a wall, and we're just matching temperatures. So outside of the frame, maybe there's another tube light. Aside from that, our last light is our kicker, which is one of these old school Godox lights that Sean has in his kit. It's super dope. It did exactly what it needed to do. And it's a 150 watts, so you don't need the latest and greatest gear, you know? Like this thing, he said, I think came out in 17, 18?
Yeah, 17 or 18, yeah.
Which is awesome that it's still going. There's nothing wrong with it. And we put some barn doors, and this is just kissing the back of our chair that our talent's sitting in. And that's basically our lighting setup right here, how we have the cameras, the focals, the things we're doing. It looks like a high key setup because everything's open, but this was a very moody setup. And overall, I'm very excited for this feature documentary to come out that Sean and I are working in cahoots with the other crew. And this will be a multi-part episode. So appreciate you guys for checking out this quick little breakdown. I know it's not a very in-depth video on how we did it, but I wanted to show you guys how we light the space up in general.